Welcome to Module 2 of the Kingdom Salesman Master Course. Now, this course is intended for Christians who want to learn the ancient biblical sales secrets that make them successful salespeople. Now, in Module 2, we will be focusing on understanding customer buying patterns. The objective of this module is to decode the psychology behind customer decisions and buying patterns. The first part of Module 2, we are going to look at why customers buy. So understanding why customers make purchasing decisions is essential to serving their needs effectively and aligning your sales approach with their motivations. At its core, purchasing decisions are driven by emotional, psychological, and practical factors. Now, let us look at 8 key reasons customers buy. The first reason a customer would buy anything is that they want to solve a problem. Now, customers seek products or services that address a pain point or solve a challenge that they have in their everyday lives. An example would be someone who buys a coaching program to overcome personal obstacles for achieving a goal. So they've got a problem that they want to solve. Even someone who just goes out to buy bread, the problem there is hunger. Someone who buys a cell phone, the problem there is communication. Someone who buys a TV, the problem there may be entertainment, may be wanting to know what is going on in the world. Someone who buys a shoe, the problem there is how to protect the soles of their feet against cold, against whatever they may step onto. The second reason why customers buy is they want to fulfill a desire. Now, emotional desires like the need for happiness, for success, or for belonging often drive purchases. An example of this would be a customer might buy luxury goods to feel special or connected to a specific lifestyle. It's like someone who buys a specific brand of clothes because maybe they are looking for that perceived value, that type of clothing item, well-known clothing brands. They are feeling a specific desire. The third reason why a customer would buy would be to gain value. Customers weigh the perceived benefits of a purchase against its cost. So a customer will look at the cost of an item, a product or a service, and look at the type of value it brings them. And they will make the decision whether this is enough value for the price or not. An example would be a person who invests in a course because they believe the knowledge gained will yield greater rewards. So they perceive the value to outweigh whatever they are paying for the program. Number 4, a customer may buy to avoid pain or loss. Now, fear of missing out, often referred to as FOMO, or the desire to avoid future problems, can motivate a buying decision. An example of this would be insurance. Insurance is purchased to prevent financial hardships in case of an emergency. So they are trying to avoid a future problem that might arise from their current everyday life. The fifth reason why a customer might buy is for convenience. Products or services that make life easier or save time appeal to busy customers. But understand that convenience is usually associated with affordability and the lifestyle of the customer. An example of this would be an online delivery service. They are now popular for their time-saving convenience. You just go online, you select whatever it is that you buy, that you are interested in, you just click buy and they come and deliver to your doorstep. It makes life simpler. It makes life convenient. The sixth reason why a customer would buy would be for status or for identity. Purchases often reflect personal values, identity, or aspirations. An example of this would be eco-conscious consumers buy sustainable products to align with their values. Imagine the number of car brands there are. Why would someone go and buy a $4 million car? It's for status or for identity reasons only. The seventh reason why a customer would buy would be trust and relationship. Now remember this, people buy from those they trust or have a relationship with. Trust in the seller, in the brand, or in the product significantly influences a decision. Now look at yourself. Why do you buy a specific shoe brand? Why do you buy a specific appliance brand? In most cases, you buy it because you trust the brand. And in some instances, why would you buy from a specific salesperson? You buy because you trust this specific salesperson. The eighth reason why a customer would buy would be to achieve transformation. Customers seek products or services that promise personal growth or improvement. An example of this would be a fitness program might be purchased for its potential to improve health and confidence. Just in the same way, a person would sign up for such a coaching program or an online course because it offers the potential of transformation. So these are the 8 reasons why a customer might buy anything. Now let's look at 6 psychological triggers that 6 psychological triggers. Now the first psychological trigger, would be emotion over logic. While logic plays a role, emotions like excitement, like fear, or desire often dominate decisions. So in most cases, emotions, they override logic. A person might use their hard-earned money that they had already saved up for something else to solve a problem of imminent perceived danger. If someone breaks into your house now, the first thing you will want to solve is the easy access into your property. So now your emotions of fearing the situation happening again gets you to spend money you had not intended spending on that specific thing. Number 2, social proof. Seeing others endorse or use a product can drive confidence in the purchase. That's why a lot of companies, they partner with social influencers, people who are already known, celebrities. And that's how they sell most of their products, because they get these endorsements from well-known, trusted people. An example of this would be testimonials, also reviews, and case studies are also powerful motivators. If people can share their testimonies about your product, it can trigger an interest from other people. Thirdly, scarcity and urgency. Limited availability or time-sensitive offers create a sense of urgency. An example of this would be an advert that says, only 3 left in stock, or the offer ends today. It might actually trigger a customer to buy. Why? Because they perceive the product to be a scarce product, and it triggers them to make an urgent decision. Number 4, reciprocity. Customers are more likely to buy from those who have offered value upfront. like free resources or advice. So this is where integrity might actually favor you. If you can build trust in a way that the customer perceives that your interests are actually for them to have the best out of this experience, they might actually want to buy from you because they believe that you prioritize their needs over making profit. Number 5, consistency and commitment. If a customer has shown interest in the past, they are more likely to continue engaging with the product or the service. So some people buy the same thing over or the same brand over and over again because they trust the brand. It can be clothing items, it can be shoes, it can be appliances in your household, it could be a cell phone. And the 6th psychological trigger could be authority. Now, expertise or credibility of the seller can significantly influence trust and decision making. Now, look at religious people. They will buy from religious leaders who are well known, who have a good reputation. They will even donate into their ministries for the reputation that they have. So depending on the type of person you are or where you are, you can use your situation, your position in your favor. Now let's look at how to align with customers, how to align with why customers buy. First way to align with why customers buy is identify their needs. Ask questions and listen actively to understand what the customer values the most. It doesn't matter how much you know about the product. If your product is not the one the customer is looking for, then it's pointless going on and on about your product and what it offers. So the best thing is to approach every sale with clarifying questions. Ask questions and listen actively and understand what the customer is looking for. If you don't have it, be honest enough to tell the customer you don't have what they're looking for, refer them somewhere else, or just release them. But you do not ever try to sell stock that you are just trying to move. You will lose the customer because you don't understand their needs. So make recommendations based on what it is that they have expressed as their main need. Secondly, focus on value. So clearly communicate how your product or your service may address the customer's specific needs or desires. But you see, this is dependent on you actively listening to the customer and understanding what the customer is looking for. So focus on the value you can provide, not the price, not the discounts, not the accessories that they can get, not even the operations of the product, but focus on what the customer is after. What value is the customer looking for from the product or even from the service? Number 3, simplify the process. A customer will buy when the process is easy. Simplify the process. Remove barriers to purchase, such as complicated processes or unclear information. If you have online services as an option, then make sure that the process is simple. The customer selects the product, the checkout process is simple, the payment process is simple, the delivery to the customer is also simplified, and that the customer is able to understand the whole process. Because no one wants to pay for things they don't understand how they get to them. Number 4, build trust and credibility. Be transparent, honest, and reliable in your action in your interactions. You want to make sure that everyone you deal with trusts you. If you can win their trust, you are done with the sale. Even if it takes you a week, 2 weeks, a day to win their trust, your focus should not be to close a sale, but to win the customer's trust and to build your own credibility. Number 5, use social proof. Highlight testimonials on your product or of your product. But be attentive. Listen to what the customer is looking for. Maybe the customer wants a trusted brand. Then now is a good time to use testimonials, reviews, or success stories to reinforce confidence. But you can only know this when you are actively listening and asking the right questions. Number 6, create an emotional connection. Share stories or examples that resonate emotionally with your audience. So if you are dealing with a customer one-on-one, then ask the right questions and see if any of the responses align with anything that is going on in your life or a past experience, so that you can take this past experience and align it so that you can create an emotional connection, because a customer wants to know that you resonate, that you feel whatever it is that they are feeling, that you connect with them emotionally. And number 7, offer solutions, not just products. The aim of every sale is to offer a solution, is to solve the customer's problem. Don't just offer what you have. If you don't have the type of service or product that solves the customer's problem, let them go or refer them to someone who does. I promise you, it will build a more lasting connection between you and the customer you've just referred to a new person. So position your product as the answer to their problem or aspiration. If you cannot answer their problem, then let them go. Let's look at biblical perspectives on understanding customers. Number 1, serve others first. The Bible says in Philippians 2:3, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, offer value to others above yourself. So focus on genuinely serving your customer, not just making a sale. Number 2, love your customer, because it is a command. Jesus said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. So treat them the same way you would want to be treated. Provide the best value for them because you put them first, just as you would love for another person to provide the best value for you, and put your own needs ahead of their own desires. So approach customers with care, compassion, and a desire to meet their needs. Thirdly, integrity in selling. The Lord detests honest scales, but accurate weights find favor with him. Proverbs 11 verse 1. So ensure that your offerings and your claims align with the value you provide. Don't exaggerate. Don't make up stories. Always offer a customer the true value of the product, and never ever try to lie to a customer to close a sale. Now, let's look at some reflection questions before we proceed to part 2 of this module. First question, what specific problem or desire does your product or service address for your customer? You want to make sure that your product or your service always addresses a specific problem or desire for the customer. It's not about you selling. It's about you addressing a problem. And here's the second question. Are you building trust and emotional connection in your sales process, or are you just making a sale? Because you might miss the opportunity of winning the customer over so that they keep coming back to you and refer others to you. Number 3, how can you create a sense of value that resonates with your customers' needs and goals? So ask yourself these questions and provide the answers for all 3 questions. I promise you it will make you an even better salesperson than you already are. So we have successfully come to the end of part 1 of module 2. Now we will move on to part 2.